Welcome to Dodgers Daily. I'm Casey Porter. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. We have a very, very, very special guest this afternoon. Gavin Stone, right-handed pitcher in the Dodgers organization, joins Dodgers Daily. So, Gavin, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you, Casey, for having me.
All right, awesome, man. Hey, I know you got to go back home and see the family, see Coach Campbell. You got to probably get some barbecue there at Ray's Rum Shack. So, tell us all about your offseason so far.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to see all those people. I got hang out with Coach Campbell a little bit, hang out with him at the gym, watch a couple of the games, and see a lot of familiar faces that I hadn't got to see in a while. So it was good to be back home for a little bit, but now we're back to the grind of baseball, and it starts all over again. So
Coach Campbell, one of the most legendary coaches in all of America, there in the Hall of Fame in Arkansas, and basketball coach there. I know you have a little brother that's playing for him now. You played basketball, baseball, bowling, tennis, and track, correct, in high school. Is that correct?
oh yeah. Played it all. Thankfully, I went to a small school, and I was able to play all those sports. Because now I ask all my buddies what kind of sports they played in high school, and some of them just played one, and they all went to big schools. So I'm really thankful that I got to go to a small school and was able to play, multiple sports like that.
No doubt. Have you had a chance to bowl against Mookie Betts yet?
I haven't, but that would be fun. He's a lot better than me. I promise you that. He's a lot better than me. I promise you, but it would be fun to just go bowl with him though.
Hey, congratulations. You were the Dodgers minor league pitcher of the year last year. You get to be called the Pody now. Pody is the way that they put it when you're the pitcher of the year. I'm going to look to my left so I can get all these stats right. Your ERA was 1.48. Your whip was 1.12. Your strikeout to walk ratio was almost 4-1. You averaged striking out 13 hitters a game between AA Tulsa and AAA Oklahoma City. Okay, so talk about the great year you had. I know we talked about this time last year, and boy, you really finished 2021 with a lot of momentum. It springboarded you into last year, so talk about your great year.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. First off, just playing with a bunch of those guys that I got to start the year with and end the year with. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm thankful that being in the Dodgers organization, we bring a lot of great guys in, so it was really enjoyable. And it just made the summer more fun. But these guys hold each other accountable, and I feel like that's the way it rolls with any affiliate that you go to in the Dodgers organization. These guys are going to hold you accountable, and I think that's what makes this Dodgers organization such a great farm system. It's just because we hold each other accountable, and it starts with Rob Hill at the top, and works their way down. And so I think that's just a big contributor of, having a successful season like that and finishing off like I did.
Yeah, and I'll bet it was really cool for you because you started in Great Lakes, but you went up to Tulsa pretty quick, and then you went to Oklahoma City, and Tulsa's in that Texas League, and you get to play in Springfield and places that are fairly close. You also went to college there in Conway at UCA, so I'm sure your family and a lot of your friends got to see you play a lot this summer.
Yeah. Playing in Fayetteville, it was cool because a lot of people got to come. But I actually got called up 2 weeks before I was supposed to go to Little Rock. And I know there was going to be a bunch of people that were going to come there and watch me, but sadly they didn't get the chance to. And I didn't get that opportunity to pitch in Little Rock because I did get to pitch there in college, but not in pro ball. But yeah, it was still cool pitching in Fayetteville. There was a lot of people that came and just pitching back in Arkansas and being around that type of fan base. It was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. And hopefully I can play, close to home again in the future.
Yep, no doubt about it. Okay, Diego Cartaya was the Dodgers minor league player of the year. You were the Dodgers minor league pitcher of the year. I know you guys had a conversation earlier in last year about, some of the goals that you had, and it was really cool for you guys to get to kind of talk about some of the things you're able to accomplish, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I always think back to that moment, whenever I reflect on the year. Just literally walking across to the White Sox side and talking to Diego about that and sharing our goals for the year and what we wanted to accomplish. And so it was really cool, meeting up at the end of the year at Dodger Stadium, getting those awards with him. And, I'm really thankful for that relationship that I have with him. He's a great guy and he's going to do well.
Yeah, and Diego, obviously the number one prospect in the Dodgers organization. He's a catcher, but it has to be fun. It has to be fun to be a pitcher in the Dodgers organization. First of all, you mentioned Rob Hill, but boy, the catching depth and the catching talent in this organization is insane, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and we just added another piece with Dalton rushing. I haven't got to play with him, but I've seen videos and heard great things. But yeah, we have a lot of great catchers and a lot of great arms, so it just kind of goes together.
Okay, you jumped 3 levels last year, which seems like a lot to people, but I mentioned it a minute ago. You're hitting 98 at the end of 2021. I know you felt like your changeup was your best pitch to finish that season. So, kind of talk about the momentum that you took into last year and just jumping 3 levels and how all that was for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was just developing confidence in my pitches and developing confidence in the slider once I got to AAA, and I think that was just the biggest thing. Is if you have confidence in your pitches, you're going to throw them from strikes and see what happens. And that's kind of the mentality that I like to have whenever I get on the mound. Is just throw strikes, see what happens. If they hit it, they hit it. If they don't, they don't. But yeah, just developing confidence in my pitches and especially that changeup. That was a big pitch for me last year. And so we'll see how it goes this year.
Yep, no doubt about it. You mentioned this year, and I mentioned last year how you had a springboard going into it. So, boy, a whole lot of momentum. You couldn't have much more than you carried into the offseason. So talk about the momentum you've carried into the offseason and going into next year, some of the things you're working on.
Yeah, just, hammering down, getting in the zone a little bit more, figuring out how to, piece together at bats, sequence pitches, because these guys are the real deal. And I got to be on top of my game, if I want to compete with them. So, it takes a lot. It takes a lot on the mental side and it takes a lot on the physical side. So, just getting better every day, 1% every day. That's just the main focus right now.
Okay, your specific role. One great thing about you there at UCA in Conway, Arkansas, at the University of Central Arkansas, you were both a closer and a starter. And just doing math, if you look at, the 5 guys that you and Ryan Pepio and Michael Grove and Andre Jackson and Bobby Miller, you have 5 guys that are just ready right there. And then you also have the 5 starters. So just doing math, some of you rookies are probably going to have to pitch in relief. So do you see the time that you spent in your closer role as an advantage for you because you have some versatility there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely beneficial just because of, that factor. But I know a lot of the other guys, have filled into that closer role or mid-relief role. So it's not foreign to, anybody. And I feel like we can all step up and, get the job done. And I think that's a huge advantage, being on the Dodgers is having those guys, that can do that. And so, I think it's definitely beneficial, and I'm comfortable in that role. So whatever they, see fit for me is what I'll do.
All right, fastball. Let's get to your stuff. The 4-seam, 93 to 96. You've touched as high as 98. You're also throwing what I guess it was a 2-seam sinker down the zone a little bit at 95, 96. That great movement on it. Then the cutter that was 85 to 87, and then that great changeup that some are saying is the best changeup in all the minor leagues, if not all of baseball right now. So talk about where your stuff's at and where you want it to be going into next year.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get it as close to, at the end of the year, I would like my stuff to be, where it was at the end of the year, because I felt the best at the end of the year. So if I can get it back to that, to start spring training or, to go into the season, I feel like I'll be in a good spot for sure. I feel like everything, I've actually scrapped the 2-seam. And I'm working on a little curveball now, just to keep hitters a little bit off balance. But yeah, everything feels good right now. Hopefully it, it stays like that. It's a constant adjustment week to week, just keeping my grips comfortable, staying comfortable with my grips. But it's a lot of fun, and that's the fun part about pitching is you always gotta stay on your toes and make sure your grips are good and you feel good on the mound, or you're not going to pitch good. So, but yeah.
Can you kind of take us through what your off-season routine has been?
Yeah. So when I went back home, I actually started working out, at our high school gym, quite a bit, and I'd go up there, talk to Coach Campbell, work out, but The best thing about going home was seeing my little brother play. He started junior high this year. He's in eighth grade, and so I really got to spend a lot of time with him and watching him play. It was really cool, just because I never get to watch him play baseball, or I haven't got to in the past couple of years. So that was really cool. Just being back home and to watch him, and also spending time with family. We spent the holidays together. I'm really thankful for that, being there with them and seeing everybody. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a little cold. It was a little cold, especially around Christmas, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Okay, so we talked about Coach Campbell, great mentor, then Coach Harlan there at UCA, all your friends. You talked about your younger brother, but you also had an older brother that went to Arkansas State that was a fantastic pitcher as well, Colin. So, man, you got people, plus all the people in the Dodgers organization, you got people everywhere in your life that are willing to reach out and help whenever you need, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm really thankful for that. I've had a great support group and a great coaching staff, growing up that has always reached out and been very beneficial to me and helped me a lot, growing up and all the way through college. And I'm really thankful for those relationships, that I have with Coach Harlan, where I can just reach out, or Coach Campbell, that I can just reach out anytime I want to and tell them what's up, and they'll give me, positive feedback or just good advice. And, so I'm really thankful for that. And, it's been a huge help on me, just being in pro ball.
Let's get to some questions from fans. And the first one is, okay, what was your favorite memory from high school, from basketball, baseball, bowling, tennis, and track? Your favorite memory?
Oh, my gosh. From all of them?
Yeah, that was the question.
Honestly, it was such a small school where everybody did everything, kind of together. So I think just, being having a lot of that time to spend with those people that, I haven't got to see, in a while, and just having those memories with those people that I may never get to see again. I think that was the best thing about all of them, is just spending time with those people, that I went to high school with.
Yep. Okay. Whenever you went out to Rancho in California in the LA area, and then also Arizona where the training facility is at, had you ever been to Arizona or California before?
I had not, other than not before I got drafted. No. No. And it was a huge shock whenever I came out here, but I absolutely love it. It's the sun shines every day. It's beautiful.
You had a hole in your pants that apparently you knew nothing about, and nobody can figure out why you didn't know.
No, I did know. So it was 32 degrees. It was snowing. And at the beginning of our high school season, I can't remember if it was my junior year or my senior year, but it was snowing, and we had a heater in the dugout, and I stood way too close to the heater, and it burned a hole in my pants. But we didn't have any other pants. We didn't have more pants that fit me. So I just wore those till the season ended, I think. And that
till the entire season ended, you wore the same pants?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you superstitious?
Well, we didn't. I was so small, we didn't have any other pants that fit me, so I just had to use those. Okay,
another question from fan. The best food, bleacher sandwich. I think we're probably going to eliminate that one. Bleacher sandwich, barbecue from Ray's Rum Shack, or Arkansas tacos. First of all, I got to know what an Arkansas taco is, but what is the best food?
I don't know what an Arkansas taco is. I mean, Arkansas there's nowhere really that you can get a good taco in Arkansas, I don't think. But I'd say Ray's is really good. I love Ray's. I'm excited for them to come back open, around that area or somewhere close to around that area. But yeah, I like Ray's. Ray's is always good.
All right, fantastic. If you could strike out one major league hitter, past or present, who would it be?
Probably Ken Griffey Jr.
All right, fantastic.
Just so I could throw him change-ups.
Oh, you're going to throw Ken Griffey Jr. some change-ups and watch him swing over the top of them, huh?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey, and maybe you could go all the way back, and then him and his dad could be in the lineup back-to-back, and you could strike them both out, right?
Yeah, that would be sweet. It probably wouldn't happen, but that would be sweet.
Okay, real quick, before I let you off, I know you're very busy, and there's been winter storms everywhere, and I know everybody got home safe, so we're thankful for that, but quick goals for 2023.
Just compete. I think we have a lot of guys coming into spring training that that are going to have opportunities, and I think the biggest thing is just to compete. If I put myself in a good position, then only good things can happen, and that's the best way to look at it.
All right, fantastic, Gavin. I appreciate so much. This is the second time you've joined Dodgers Daily, and I know you're so busy, so thank you so much for joining.
Yes, thank you for having me.